One of our brethren some years ago spoke of the payment of tithing as fire insurance. Nonetheless, the word of the Lord is clear that those who do not keep the commandments and observe the laws of God shall be burned at the time of his coming.
These are the latter days.
Travis Winged's. It's so sad and pathetic that people think they're smart when all they did was do exactly what they were taught to do in grade school. In grade school, we were given textbooks. We were told to memorize them and regurgitate it on our tests. We get an A on our test. We go on to graduate with high honors. And we go out into higher level learning where we get more textbooks and memorize the information and regurgitate it on tests. And then we go out into the business world. You're only good for Jeopardy, assuming that Jeopardy has the right answers to the questions that they ask. If you're familiar with those scandals. And so, yeah, YouTube claims to be the intelligent authority, as certain titles will get flagged with one of their truth statements. And when it comes to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, everybody is wrong, even the church. It is not Joseph's church. The Book of Mormon is not another testament of Jesus Christ. Brigham Young, therefore, cannot be the second president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. There's just way too much misinformation out there that keeps getting spread around as if it's fact. And people are ignorant as to how to learn because our school systems taught us to memorize what they tell us to believe in, which is supposed to be truth, but just regurgitating what we memorize does not make us knowledgeable and smart and intelligent. And so, John, who's not a Mormon, he pulls the fallacy argument because he is just learning from other sources that told him the church and religion generally is not true. On my Gospel of Thomas, Kingdom of God within Mormons, and notice I put 1 month, 20 days left in the title. What does that mean? Pay attention to what he says. Religious prophecies unfulfilled, yet Mormons don't care why. Because the mafias of the 30s, go back to the 20s, had already infiltrated this organization. Oh my God! And then his other follow-up comment was, I won't bash UR concepts any further today. Yeah, you won't bother my concepts at all ever again. Get the hell off my channel. Oh dear God. You know, he's right when you use Christianity interpretation on the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith. Yeah, all of the prophecies unfulfilled. He's right. But he's illiterate. He's never read the Book of Mormon. He's never read 1 Nephi chapter 1, verse 2 at the very beginning of the Book of Mormon, which says the interpretation you're supposed to use for the whole book, and therefore all of Joseph Smith's documents, is the learning of the Jews, the religion of the Jews, the interpretation of Scripture of the Jews, the Christ of the Jews. And so, everything has been fulfilled. every single biblical and Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith prophecy have been fulfilled to date. And so 1 month, 20 days left. What is that? What am I talking about? It's just, the stupidity of humanity is just appalling. So, child faith thinks he wants to play with the devil. In my Mormon Women Staying Mormon, I talk about those channels that went over the Book of Revelation's prophecy and revelation of the date of when those prophecies are going to happen. Is the Bible false, Mormons? Christians? Is it? Is it? And found a Mormon who had, Gospel Lessons channel, and indicate that he had no clue what the sign that John was talking about. And so, child faith, went and listened to Antichrist videos. And he tells me what he learned from it. He says that Gospel Lessons guy actually talks about the sign of Revelation 12, 1-3 happening, and I'm assuming he's referring to the Joseph Smith translation, happening on September 23rd, 1827. Which is when Joseph Smith Jr. receives the Book of Mormon. No, it was on the 22nd. If he's saying the 23rd, he's wrong. It was the 22nd. Joseph Smith makes this very clear with a pattern for you to catch on so you can remember the date. 4 times on the 22nd in the Jewish calendar, which means that first time on the 21st is actually the 22nd in the Jewish calendar, because at 6 p.m. it's the next day. 4 times, Nephi, not Moroni, you're going to the Joseph Smith papers, right, Mormons? Nephi comes to him and repeats the same message over and over and over and over. 4 times on the 22nd of September. Then, every 4 years, Joseph Smith tells us he is told to come back to the Hill Cumorah, which is just up the road. It's on the road. There's a road in Hill Cumorah right there in the road. He's supposed to be instructed further on what day? The 22nd. And so on the 1827 date, 22nd, he brings his little honey bunny with him, supposedly, steals his neighbor's horse, supposedly, steals his brother's case, supposedly, one of the descendants of Hiram spoke at a youth, young adult, actually, fireside when I was living downtown, and I talked about or was it earlier than that? I think it was even earlier than that. It was back when I was in a singles ward then. Which one? Was it the older singles ward? I think it was the younger singles ward. But anyway, regardless of when and where and whatever, he was telling us about Joseph Smith having to steal a case because he didn't prepare for this day. He knew 4 years in advance, and on that day he wasn't prepared. And he's thinking it's literal history. He even brought the case, the wooden storage box, saying this was it. This held the plates. See, back then I didn't fully know and understand, but now looking back on it, thank you, Child Faith, for bringing that to memory. That is just hilarious, because none of it happened. Joseph Smith is writing in the Learning of the Jews. He's telling you that your Christ, Mormons, who will be a Mormons, just like you, a baby born to parents, who will be raised up, but will be your Christ of fulfillment of all prophecy. You got chosen, and you, Mormons, have chosen to be wicked. But nonetheless, just hilarious. And so, yeah, if Gospel Lessons botched the date, oh my God. And apparently, he's got a stellarium. He uses the pictures. And yet, oh my God, any of you can go to stellarium.org. That's the Urim and Thummim. They give it away for free. You too can be a revelator, just like Abraham. And, oh my God. And so Child Faith goes on to say, the thing is, when I saw that video, I didn't see the alignment as clearly as the way in your interpretation. Not my interpretation, that's what actually happened. So that's the whole thing. I went and did it. I've got the picture for you. It's going to be in the video at the beginning. And I will show you the actual one that fulfills it. This Gospel Lessons guy is illiterate, and he is influencing hundreds of thousands of Mormons to believe him, just like John. He's listening to ignorant, illiterate people telling him things, and he's memorizing what they told him, and he's regurgitating it, and he's clueless that he's a dumbass. Just like you, Mormons. Just like you. And so, yeah, Child Faith thinks it would be fun for me to see this version and bash it down. I don't have to see the version. What you gave me is sufficient to bash it down. So, as he is aware of Joseph Smith translation, we get to bash him on that one too. And so, at 10:38 and 7 seconds, or actually 0.7 seconds, 10 o'clock, 10 hours, 38 minutes, 7 seconds. That's where the time was set. On the 23rd of September, 1827. And it didn't matter whether it's West Valley City or if I changed it to Western New York. Batavia is the closest to where the Smiths lived. Or I could put it anywhere in the world. This is not a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse, which would be a specific portion of the world. And so you need to have the location in the right location when you're using this. And so, yeah, let's go over the text. We'll go over Joseph Smith translation for you, so you don't think I'm trying to trick you. because you're not following along. All right, so here we go. And there appeared a great sign in heaven. Okay? In the likeness of things on the earth. That's the learning of the Jews. A woman. Okay? It's a sign in the heavens. What woman is in the zodiac? Virgo. Clothed with the sun. Okay, so this guy was smart enough to recognize, sort of, that it's in the middle of September to the middle of October when the sun is in Virgo. Is that too complicated for you? The sun, as appearing from Earth, rises in the east, heads to the west, where it sets. And the zodiac likewise comes from the east, sets in the west. The moon goes around the earth, and it's sort of a reverse pattern, but because of the earth, it's weird. But it has phases of the moon. And then the planets likewise. Because of their position in our solar system, they appear from Earth to go through the zodiac at different times and places throughout the year. And never does this pattern repeat. Using all the 5 visible planets, the sun, the moon, with the constellations, there is never a repeated day. So what John is giving you in Revelation is a one and only one event ever. This is a day and hour precise date. Is this too complicated? And so this John guy is clueless. It happened. Prophecy fulfilled. On the 23rd of September 2017, not 1827. And so you have the moon under her feet and upon her head. Let me repeat this for you because Gospel Lessons is illiterate. Upon her head. So on the shoulders? Maybe on her breasts. Down at her womb. At her feet? Or upon her head. 12 stars. So you'd have to know that the ancients designated Leo upon her head with 9 stars. And they connected lines to it, and supposedly it's a lion. 9 stars, which means 3 planets, visible planets of the 5, are included here. But we don't know which ones. Doesn't say. So we continue. The woman being pregnant. A visible planet is in her womb. What visible planet rotates in the constellations for about a pregnancy period? Jupiter. The Christ of the Romans. And so, verse 3 is moved from verse 5. And she gives birth. Where does she give birth? At the Bethlehem star, house of bread star. That's why she's holding grains of wheat. Spica. Bethlehem. You didn't actually think it was literal history, did you? in Matthew and Micah, from which they are talking about the prophecy, who was to rule all nations with the Book of Mormon. Anybody look it up? It says right there, Book of Mormon. I'm shocked. I just like, wow. John the Revelator put Book of Mormon, and so that's why it's named the Book of Mormon. It's right there in the text. You never read it? And her child, Jupiter, was caught up unto God and his throne. So the father of Jupiter in the Roman theology is Saturn. So now we know 2 of the 5 visible planets, Jupiter, Saturn. And lo and behold, that means the 3 other planets added on Leo, on her head, is Mercury, Venus, and Mars. See how simple this is? And so the throne is a little tricky because you'd have to know that Ophiuchus is understood by them as the throne of God. Okay? So that's a little higher level learning. And that's why other people never caught on to this. It was just me who caught on to it because this is my field. Alright, so let's go back again to the picture, which you've already seen at the beginning. You're going, yeah, we already know, Travis. Get on with it. Okay, so starting from the left, we're going to go to the right. There's the moon. It's sort of at her legs. It's not really at her feet. You have to keep going throughout the day to get the moon under her feet. So we're not going to worry about that one. We'll give it to him. There's Jupiter, sure enough, right there at Spica. Wow. And there's the sun. It's the middle of September to the middle of October, so yeah, there's the sun. And then, oops. Everything else does not work. Like I said, only one day can be it, and this wasn't it. Because Mercury and Venus are on the shoulders of Venus, or Virgo, in conjunction with the sun. That is not on her head. That is on her shoulders. He knew this, and he was forcing it to be when Joseph Smith got the Book of Mormon. He's illiterate, and he used his illiteracy to spread a lie. It's a faith-promoting lie. Oh, Joseph Smith, oh wow. But I don't think he fully grasped, if this was the date, Saturn, by the way, is in Gemini, way over on the right, not on the throne of God. Only Mars is in Leo. But if this was the date, Mormons, it means that Jupiter is the Christ, and therefore Joseph Smith. Gospel Lessons was saying Jesus is still the Christ. He does not know the subject matter. And I've seen this error way too many times, especially when dealing with translation. You get people who see Egyptian documents. I was in the biblical Hebrew class at the University of Utah, and a Mormon woman who was from southern Utah said that while she was living down there, she obtained an ancient document that had been found down there, And she had rendered a translation of it, and when she gave me the translation, I'm just going, oh dear God. She was not using science. She was just using her own personal opinions to describe the picture as she saw it. And I just face palm, and I'm nice and polite to her. Oh, that's great. She wouldn't give me a copy of it. But yeah, it looked a lot like not the Kinderhook plates, another one. I'm drawing a blank as to the source. I see it in my mind with my associative memory, but I can't place the. I've seen it before, but anyway. And so yeah, they're just people who are illiterate, who are unintelligent, who think that they've got special powers to do something that they've never practiced, studied, to produce the results with. This is the fault of the church, teaching you that faith without works is our doctrine. Clueless that there's some more stuff to that sentence. Seed without the resulting fruit is dead. So liken the word unto a seed. If you don't produce the results of the word, it's worthless. And so, yeah, we got too many people who memorize misinformation and then regurgitate it on social media. So yeah, he has no clue about Revelation 19. The blood of the Lamb. What lamb is he talking about, Travis? Oh my God, oh my God. So Revelation 19, I've been telling you. That's the thumbnail I've been putting with the countdown. It's the final countdown. And so yeah, chapter 19 of Revelation. Marriage supper of the Lamb. And you go to Doctrine and Covenants 58. There it is, way down in 9a. And so, how is the Christ a lamb? It's because he's talking about signs in the heavens. And so there's throne of God, and let's see, where's the white horse? Verse 11. And here's your clue that it's a sign in the heavens. And I saw heaven opened. So Rapture Palooza was hilarious. That's the clip I've been putting in for you quite often since I obtained that clip. You killed my son! And there's the white horse. And Amun, the sun god, at noonday, is on the back of the white horse. Eyes were as a flame of fire. In his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. That's the Egyptian god Amun, Emmanuel, as Isaiah names him. So then you go to 17. And so, the sun is on the back of the white horse. And so now we have an angel standing in the sun. An eclipse. An eclipse on the back of the white horse. With solar eclipses, they are even more rarer because they tell you where in the constellations they occur, and they tell you where on Earth the shadow is cast. The path of the eclipse on Earth, and thus gives you the start date. Solar eclipses are gold mines if you can find them in Scripture. How many of you have been following my channel? How many know about me talking about Samson, the Sun King? Gold! This is my field. I know what I'm talking about. Prophecies have been fulfilled. And so, if you check that picture again, sure enough, solar eclipse on the back of the white horse with Jupiter, the Christ, in the Lamb constellation of Aries. 8 April 2024. A revelation fulfilled, and we still have 1 month and 16 days left for it to actually happen. It hasn't happened yet. Oh no, maybe it won't happen. Maybe John will be proven wrong. And nobody else knows this but me. Do you understand this, people? Those of you who are still listening, do you understand? Nobody. Let's check. Maybe somebody has finally figured it out. Homer, did you have to be so graphic? Simpsons. Use that for another email comment. Revelation 19, sign in heaven, 8 April 2024. Big X, somebody's smart enough to figure that there's the cross of Jesus over America, but doesn't connect it to Revelation. Decoded, 8 April, prophetic signs, linking Obama, Harari, Trump. Here's the Black Swan revelations. And 7-year total solar eclipse, triple X. Prophetic warning for America, an hour and 8-minute video. My goodness. So many people, they think they're smart. Hebrew astronomy and Revelation. Solar eclipses. And so, yeah, they've got... Interesting. I may want to... This was 6 years ago, but... Yeah, because it's Hebrew, they don't acknowledge their own book of Revelation. And he's got some interesting maps in there. I'm going to obtain this. Alright, 2024 eclipse across America, 8 April. Alephantov, Mark Babylon. Close. Close. Part of it. How many have been following me? How many know about Jasmine and her brilliant comments that she makes? Because she's so intelligent, because she studies. She wanted to know about Christmas trees from Jeremiah. And bombshell! The Paleo-Hebrew script was specifically designed for these 3 days of darkness of the latter days. That is prophesying. And I'm the only one who knows it. And here's gospel lessons again. It happened during Joseph Smith's time. $21,000 for this just 4 months ago. Oh my God. X across America. Nobody is connecting it. Here's 144,000 rapture. 400 years of slavery. 600 years of slavery. You dumbasses. Oh my God. Oh, well, here we go. Archangel Michael appeared in Israel 2 weeks ago. There's the picture, it's proof. Oh my God. Oh my God. How the coming eclipses may mean trouble is ahead. Oh dear God. Nelson already threatened us the other night. Yeah, nobody. Oh dear God. End Times Bible Prophecy with solar eclipse 8 April on Passover, third seal. It's not, oh my God. It's not on Passover. What is wrong with people? cgsf.org /DBEATTIE /calendar / Passover is April 22nd in the evening to the 29th in the evening, right before the evening. 8 April is not in that time period. Oh. So one of the weaknesses of the new camera, I don't know the quality that it ended with. So I'm at the calendar of the Jews, Passover. I hope I'm repeating over stuff. Passover is not on 8 April. Whoever this dumbass is. Where is he? End Times Preacher. Dear God. He's wearing a cowboy hat. Yeah, 8 April 2024 on Passover, third seal. Signs in the heavens. No, it's not on Passover, you dumbass. Who told you that this is Passover? And Easter is on the 1st or the 31st of March. And so apparently you're oh my God. You're not even in the ballpark. Where are you getting your information from? My hell. So yeah, nobody, just me. I am the foremost expert in this field for a reason. And yet, all these other people are more popular. He only has 358 views in 3 weeks, but 2 million. 2024 in Bible prophecy. Here are the 4 trends to watch for. Oh, it's Jesus. 2024 solar eclipse, the big one, 33K. 18K for Christian Fire Poppy. Daily Jesus Devotional, 1.1 million. El Shaddai Ministries, 145K. Jesus Eternal Light, 485K. Coach in the Fight, 22K. Gospel Lessons, 204K. Gospel Lessons, 21K. Watchman Adam News, 21K. Heaven Offers Me Everything, 34. Hebrew Revelation, 26K. Abraham Overcome Babylon, 32K. Black Swan Revelations, 784 views. Steve, the Discover Ministries, 46K. 52K. Come on. Oh, we're at the top. Ty Green, 52K. Nobody is correct. Where's mine, YouTube? Where's mine? I am the expert on this. You should be putting down on every single one of these people's videos my link to me. If you're going to put in what you claim is the correct information, you need to be linking me on all of these videos. They won't do it. Dear God. So, yeah. It is real simple. And yet all these people are looking beyond the mark. They're creating stuff that doesn't exist. And they're getting popular. And people are memorizing it. And people are regurgitating it. And so people won't believe because they've been miseducated. Just like Mormon.